Why did I move here? Once a family man. So, we'd play ball and sit in the sun, but, well, you know.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the PC Gaming Brotherhood, and I want to talk a little bit about GTA 6. As of recording this video, it's March the 11th, and when you actually get to see it, it's probably going to be end of May-ish. So as of right now, Trailer 2 hasn't been released or even announced the date of when it will be released. But by the time you watch this video, I'm predicting that it will have already come out and you will have already seen it. So please leave comments down below as to what it's like, because here back in March in the past I haven't seen it yet, but you have if you're watching this video. So I want to talk about GTA 6 in what's actually happening right now as of March 2025, and predict and guesstimate a release date which hasn't been announced. We don't know when. We do know it's 2025. That has officially been confirmed, but there hasn't really been. There's a lot of speculation that it's fall 2025, but that's not actually official announcement from Rockstar yet. So I want to sort of talk about what stage the game is in right now, and then what it takes to get that game released, how long it'll be till it's released, and give a prediction for when the game will actually come out. Like I said, the trailer, I believe, will be coming out early April. I could be wrong. It could have come out sort of mid to late March, or it could have even come out early May, you know, before this video comes out. But I do believe by the time you're watching this video, it will have come out, definitely. So back in 2008, I did a training course online with Train to Game in game design, and it taught me a lot about how games got made, the process they go from an idea through to the Bible, through to the execution and production, all the different stages that a game development process is, play testing it, quality assurance, and then release on the various consoles or hardware. I've also got a friend who works at Sony. He's a playtester. I won't mention his name, and I will say this: he's never told me information prior to release about anything he's worked on. Generally, I get told after the game's released, and there's no NDA restricting. But his insights into his job has given me a good idea as well of current playtesting sort of procedures. So right now, I do believe that GTA 6 in March is in its final playtesting quality assurance stage. They're fixing bugs and getting ready to make a final release build of GTA 6. So how long will it take from when they have a final build to when you've got it in your console? Obviously, we know that it's coming out on the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series S and X. Now, certain PlayStation 5s are disc only, like don't have a disc, they're digital only. And some of them do have a disc drive. In fact, I think you can get a portable disc drive to attach if your PlayStation 5 didn't originally come with a disc drive. And of course, on Xbox, I can't remember which one it is, but one of them doesn't have a disc drive, but the other one does. So basically, GTA 6 is only coming out on the current gen consoles, which some don't have disc drives and some do. So I don't think that, and I could be wrong on what I'm about to say, but I don't think putting it out on disc is a major priority now, because at the end of the day, Rockstar knows that everyone, you know, will get it digitally if they never did release a disc. I don't believe that's going to happen, though. I do believe they will release a disc version because of one simple factor: the midnight launch event. Ever since, I think, GTA 3, there's been a midnight release of every GTA game since, leading up to number 5 being having the biggest midnight launch event where thousands of people queued around blocks to get a copy of GTA 5 at launch, and had the biggest launch as well of all the GTA games. In fact, that game went on to sell, mega, the highest selling IP in the entertainment world, beating any movie, any song, anything, any game previous. And GTA 6 is set to do exactly that, although I did read a post where a Take-Two analyst was predicting 40 million copies of GTA 6 will be sold in the first year. I think that's very undercutting what it actually will sell. I think it's going to be lots more than that. And obviously, I think when the trailer does come out, trailer 2, it will state a date at the end. I predict it'll either be the pre-order dates or an actual release date. More likely a pre-order date, because I know digital, like people who have consoles that are digital only, like digitally pre-ordering it is a big thing nowadays, probably bigger than actually getting the disc. So where, say, like GTA 5 or GTA 4, had loads of discs printed. In fact, when GTA 5 came out, I was working at Tesco. I was working at Tesco, and they had about 300 copies of GTA 5, and Tesco's a supermarket, not a games outlet. So games outlets probably might have had more, I don't know, but Tesco had 300 copies, and at midnight there were hundreds of people coming in to buy those discs. Now, the discs that people bought, like Tesco had them at least 4 days before the release date in a lockup cage in the back in these various blue containers. Like they had them 4 days, they had them delivered. So I will talk about the pipeline of printing how many discs and talking about how they're distributed, but what I'm trying to say is like it does take time for manufacturing of the Blu-ray game discs and the packaging and putting it out ready, and it never arrives the night before the midnight release. That no one is going to to sort of put all their faith in the postage service that it gets there on time. Like the discs will definitely arrive days before the release, and then it's up to that retailer to securely hold them, and obviously contracts are put in place so nobody leaks them, and if they do, the company can be sued, probably for millions, who knows. But yeah, I was working at Tesco and I saw hundreds of people coming in, and Tesco were actually told that the 300 copies that they had were not allowed to be given out for pre-orders. They had people who had pre-ordered, and they had a separate cage with about 100 discs for the pre-orders, so people could pick up their pre-order, but they had 300 copies just to sell at midnight. And I think this is very important. Like Rockstar like to be controversial, like to be in the news, and like to make a splash, and having a midnight launch where thousands of people are queuing up and it sells like gangbusters in that first 24-hour period sets a advertisement for the game's release. It hits news headlines. In fact, I think it made the Guinness Book of World Records with GTA 5. That's probably going to happen again with GTA 6, which tells me that they definitely will release it on disc. I seriously doubt Rockstar are going to turn around and say, yeah, we're not releasing this on disc, it's going to be digital only because of this, that, and the other. Like, that's, I don't believe, going to happen, because I do believe they still want that midnight release event of people queuing up, ready to buy a game that, thousands, if not millions of other people have pre-ordered and have secured their version, but yet, on the day of release, you'd still be able to walk into a shop and get your copy there and then just by paying for it. I think Rockstar still want that sort of thing to happen for GTA 6, although I don't think, in all honesty, it does need to happen, because the community has hyped the shit out of this game already, and the lack of communication from Rockstar about GTA 6 has only spurred the hype. I mean, there's so many YouTube videos talking about, I've got leaked gameplay footage, or I know the details, or, you know, there's so many clickbaitable videos out there hyping up this game, doing it for Rockstar, that really they don't need to advertise. They could spend less money on advertisement and it would still break records, because this game is becoming the biggest event release of anything of all time. Like, it's gonna be huge. And even if they didn't spend a penny on advertisement, it still would sell. You know, it's like coming out on 2 consoles and then a PC a year later. I honestly think this is gonna be Rockstar's biggest release. So, like I said, right now I believe they're in the final stages of playtesting. Why? Well, we haven't had trailer 2 yet. When trailers start releasing, it tends to signify various stages of production of the game. Actually, no studio in the world assigns a release date while they're still bug testing, because things could crop up in the bug testing phase that delay for months, and no studio wants to announce a date, not be able to make that date, and then have to push back the release window that a distribution company has really sort of almost set. Take-Two probably do set the timeline because they're the ones in control of distribution, I think, but they have to coordinate with Sony and Microsoft to make sure that everything goes smoothly. Like, Sony needs the files to be uploaded to their servers, ready to release it to people on a certain date that either Rockstar or Take-Two Interactive actually want to state as, yeah, you can now, preload it onto your machines. So there's a lot of mechanics that have to go smoothly. So nobody wants a delay. Nobody wants to say, oh, well, sorry, we've pushed the release date back, because that just upsets fans. Yes, it causes hype for the game, but at the end of the day, it causes negativity within the community, and it could actually backfire on you. So generally, when the first trailer comes out, it's begun the playtesting stage. Like, they know they've got a good sort of idea of the build, and however long it takes for the second trailer to come out is generally, that is the stages of bug testing and fixing and patching and making a release build. So when the trailer 2 does come out, my belief is that that's when the disc manufacturing goes into production with the release build. Like, once they make the release build, that's it, it's finalized. Yes, there still may be things that they want to fix, and they'll continue to work on it leading up to the release of the game, even though there is already a set build in production or being printed, and that's when usually when the day of release comes, they unlock the game, as it were. Usually there might be a minor update or patch needed, and that'll have come from Rockstar in this time, while everyone's waiting. So let me just get across this road here. Okay, you be a monkey's uncle. So right now, like I said, I think they're in the final stages of playtesting, and by early April, end of March is when the second trailer will drop. That will signify the manufacturing of the discs. Now, how long does it take to manufacture the discs? Well, it's going out on 2 consoles, okay? So the PlayStation 5 and Xbox. Now, Rockstar, if they haven't already, will need to contact these printing companies who will be printing the discs. Now, the way that they're printed is they're not like burned to disc like you would at home when you burn a CD or you burn a DVD or you burn a Blu-ray. They're actually stamped. So what happens is what's called a gold master, I don't think it's gold in color, but it's called a gold master, is made, and then the printing company, I mean, usually it's a disc image, an actual digital disc image file that is sent to the printing company. They create a gold master, which will then stamp out like 25,000 copies. They'll make another gold master that will stamp out another 25,000. Now, this printing company can print as many copies as the owner requires. They just place an order, and there'll be many printing companies around the world. every country will have one or two, maybe three printing companies that will be printing these discs, both for PlayStation 5 and Xbox. So you might have one company doing just PlayStation, one company doing just Xbox, or maybe one company doing both. But they'll have had an order number assigned to them. Say, we need X amount of numbers, and here's the disc image, and then it's up to that printing company to fulfill the order in a certain matter of time. Now, obviously, you know, there is a certain amount of time that it does actually take to just make one copy. And from what I've spoken to people in the business, it's literally 10 minutes from the process of stamping to packaging to sealing that game up in its shrink wrap. But when you're doing, they don't do just one at a time. They do like 20 to 50 at a time. So on average, you could probably more or less say that it could take months to burn, say, 250,000 discs. You know, it could take like 3 to 5 months. So if this is true, you know, let's backtrack now from the day of release. Obviously, we don't know what that is as of recording this video. You may know watching this video, but my prediction is that it's either going to be released on the 19th of October or November the 8th, or some window in between there. So let's just, for example, say it comes out on the 19th of October. By the 15th of October, the discs have been printed and they're sitting in the retailer stores ready for everybody to come and grab at midnight on the midnight of the 18th, 19th, right? Now, how long does it take from the printing, when they finish printing the discs, to when the stores actually get them? That's like a 2-week process, because what happens is they come from a central distribution warehouse first, and places like Tesco have their own central distribution warehouse, but other retailer stores probably rely on somebody like DHL or FedEx or another company as their central distribution warehouse. So what will happen is the printing company will post it out to a central distribution warehouse. So they'll have had X amount of games made. They'll all be palleted up, and then they'll be sent to these various different distribution houses dotted around the nation of that country. And then these distribution warehouses break down those pallets into smaller sort of boxes. You know, say like 300 copies go to Tesco, maybe 100 going to CEX, or, you know, 100 going to Game. You know, various gaming outlets and retailers who will sell the game will all get their share, as it were, from this batch, right? So that whole process from printing to store takes about 2 weeks. It's pretty quick from the main distribution warehouse to the store. It's like a couple of days, if that. But from the printing company to that main distribution warehouse, it can take about a week, depending on the mode of transportation. Usually it will be truck, but it could also be plane, depending on the country. But it's, let's say, 2 weeks as a whole. So we are now in like the middle of September, is when the printing company is beginning to send off all the discs. So if we're in the middle of September, and it takes, let's say they had an order for 1 million discs, you know, or even 250,000 discs, like 3 to 5 months to print all these discs is a fair assessment. So that takes us kind of to like May or July, if you have an October release, that they need to be starting to, you know, start the printing process, that they are ready then for a mid-September dispatch, right? Now, like I said, trailer 2 generally comes out once the disc printing goes into production. But obviously, you know, what I'm trying to say is it takes time to print all these discs and get them shipped out to stores. And so, you know, Rockstar, like, need that time. Don't run me over, mate. Come on. Rockstar need that time to do this, ready for the date of release. So nothing will get announced until Rockstar are ready. So they'll never announce a release date while they're still testing the game, because if something does crop up in that bug testing, that could delay the release of the final build for months, then they'll miss their window and it'll all go to hell. So trailer 2 basically signifies the beginning of the manufacturing of the game discs, is basically it. So if that's coming out like end of March, say beginning of April, then 3 to 5 months after that is when the stores will have them in their hands. So if it's April, that's May, June, July, August, September, as early as the stores could have it. So we could even be talking about a September release, possibly. You know, again, it depends on how many copies each plant has to make. So each plant will have had the exact same image sent to them from Rockstar once they compile the final build. And obviously they'll get, you know, all the artwork sent to them. And this will all happen through the internet, or it'll be sent to them on a hard drive through the post. So, and then they'll need that required time to print off all the discs, which is why I think it's coming out more October, November, because I do think they're going to print a lot of discs, but I don't think they're going to print so many as they did for GTA 5 this time, because digital gameplay downloads are such a bigger thing now. The PlayStation 5, you know, there was a digital only console. Like, I don't believe there was that for the PlayStation 4, and there definitely wasn't a digital only for the PlayStation 3 when GTA 5 launched. So it was pretty much all discs, and I think there'll have been way more printed discs for GTA 5 than there will be for GTA 6. I think they're going to cut down on the printed discs. Effectively, the printed discs are literally going to be saved for the midnight launch, just to create a bit of advertising, a bit of PR, a bit of controversy for the release of this game, which most people, the majority of people, will just get digitally. You know, they'll get it through the PlayStation Store or the Microsoft Store, and then they'll wait and they'll preload it, and then it'll unlock, you know. Now, the time from when Rockstar released their build to when you have it in your hands, this small 3 to 5 month window is the most dangerous time for Rockstar, because it's the time that's most susceptible to leaks. So anybody at the printing plant could suddenly take a printed copy, release the artwork out, or anybody at the retail store could snap a picture of the cover, release it out. This is where, like, you'll probably see a lots of leaks that are all the same, and you'll know it's legit then when either the printing company or the retailers or even the warehouse distribution have the physical disc in their hands, which will happen during the summer if it hasn't already happened now. I don't believe it has happened now, because we haven't had trailer 2 yet. That signifies usually the start of this process. So once trailer 2 launches, you could pretty much whack on 3 to 5 months, and that's when the game will release. If you already probably don't know this by now, because a pre-order date will have come up, and usually the pre-order date is either days to a month ahead of the scheduled release. So, you know, sometimes you can pre-order me like a year in advance, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think pre-orders are going to go live a week to 3 weeks before the release of the game, I believe, because at the end of the day, this has had so much hype. Everybody's waiting for this game. You don't need a massive window, because everyone's going to try and pre-order who can. Like, some people are just buying the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox console just to get this game, and like, that's up to them. I think it's crazy myself, but you know, that's up to them. So it is going to be a mega release, but they're still going to have discs, which means it takes time to print them. And once they finish the bug testing, you know, Rockstar never release crap games. They're perfectionists. They always release polished, finished games that aren't in a beta state, or that aren't in a state of, yeah, I've got loads of things to fix. You know, usually, like, when you get it at launch, it is like ready to play, and it's not glitch free, but acceptably like ready to begin a playthrough, where it ain't going to change much. They might, you know, send a patch out a few days after or soon after, but not like other studios where it hits in an alpha stage, You know, you put your money down and then you're bug testing the game until its official release, and then there's patches and updates every single month thereafter for like a year. Like, that's not a perfected studio who, you know, has properly built and tested a game. Rockstar don't do that. They properly test it, and I believe they've done it for a year of bug testing because how big the game and how in depth the game is. Generally every GTA game has had a year's difference from the first to the second trailer. Almost every Rockstar game. So judging by that merits, if you know what date the first trailer came out, you can pretty much guess when the second trailer is coming out. Or at least when the release of the game will come out. So yeah, I predict it's either going to be October the 19th or November the 8th. By watching this video, you probably already know, so you'll probably leave it in the comments below going, you're wrong, or, you know, well done. It could be a date in between those two dates. And right now, I believe as of March, they are in the final stages of bug testing and preparing a release build ready to send off to the printers, who will then start manufacturing the discs. And obviously that guidebook will probably start getting printed then as well, which I will definitely buy when it comes out, but I won't be getting it on PlayStation 5. I'll wait for the PC version. But yeah, that's basically it. I just wanted to chat about GTA 6, my thoughts. You know, this is going to be an event, an entertainment event of all time. Like, it's going to be everywhere as well. There's going to be advertisements. I don't think they're going to have put so much money into advertising as they have in the past, because word of mouth on social media has spread faster than physical printed adverts that cost a lot more money. You know, like, the community have done a lot of Rockstar's work for them by hyping up this game so much, speculating about it, and sort of, you know, hyping themselves up for the anticipation of it. Like, Rockstar doesn't need to advertise this now. It's done. People are just ready to buy. They've been ready to buy for like years. So I don't think there's going to be a lot of adverts for it. But there will be a physical disc, there will be a midnight launch, it will hit the headlines, people in the news will be talking about it, it'll go in the Guinness Book of World Records, it'll be their biggest seller, the highest number of, you know, pre-orders, the highest number of discs sold within a week, within 24 hours, within a year. It's gonna be their bean machine. There you go. It's gonna be their bean machine. Seriously, they're literally gonna, you know, it's probably going to be about 20 years before GTA 7 comes out now, you know, judging by the release date. Because, like, back in the day of, like, GTA 3, San Andreas Vice City, they used to really hammer their developers. They used to really push, you know, the developers hard, and they were releasing games, like, every couple of years or every year. Like, they were really releasing very quickly games. But then, you know, GTA 4 came out, and it was a little bit longer, you know. And then GTA 5, a little bit longer even now, and now it's even longer than yet. So imagine what GTA 7 is going to be like when it comes out. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this. If you've got this far, you know, put your gaming legend in the comments just so I know that you've sat through listening to me drivel on and walk around the city in stealth mode. You know, getting my stats of stealth up while I nattered on about how games get made. Let me know your thoughts, your predictions. Actually, no, there's no point, because you'll have seen the trailer. Let me know what the trailer's like, guys. I think it's going to be awesome. I hope we get a little bit of a gameplay. We didn't get actually any gameplay in the first trailer. It was all pre-rendered cutscenes. But I do believe we're going to get gameplay. We're going to get the pre-order date. And there's going to be more music, more footage, more controversy. Oh, cannot wait. And then I've only got another year to wait before I can play it on the PC. Anyway, thanks for watching this, guys. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Ugh, the hell is that? Oh, God. Definitely Attack Attacker.